In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. What is the common thing between those four things? Mercy, forgiveness, judging, and condemnation. I don't know if you are seeing. If you scoot a little bit to the right, to your left. What is the common thing between mercy, forgiveness, judging, and condemnation? They are opposite, actually. Mercy and forgiveness is completely the opposite of judgment and condemnation. What is common? God will definitely. He does the four. But for us, what is connecting the four? Al-Mahabba, and God is love. I cannot say no. What is connecting them is, it is the measure. It is the same measure. Because the Lord, the four are all conditioned. There is no mercy for لأنها لا يوجد رحمة لمن لم يستعمل رحمة. So there is no mercy for those who do not have mercy. If you forgive, it will be forgiven. If you do not forgive, it will not be forgiven. Judge, you will be judged. Judge not, so as you will not be judged. Condemn not, so as you will not be condemned. They are all related to the measure. بالكيل الذي به تكيلون يكال لكم ويزاد. With the measure that you measure to others, it will be measured to you and to myself. And it is amazing how we quickly judge people when we don't know anything about anything. There was a fifth grader teacher. This is a true story. And she had Teddy and her, one of the kids in the class. The teacher appreciation day came, and everybody is bringing very nicely wrapped gift to the teacher, and the teacher was very happy, very excited. This is the day that she's getting all this information. And Teddy came with a black brown bag of, the lunch brown bag, and it has a bracelet that is missing a couple of pieces, and she had half full perfume in the bag. The name of the teacher was Thompson, so Mrs. Thompson looked to Teddy and, thank you, Habibi, thank you so much for this nice gift. But she said, this is very weird. This is even disrespectful that you are bringing a gift like this to the teacher in the appreciation day. And he was very, very happy when he was giving this gift to her, and he told her, you will, when you put this perfume, and she put a little bit of the perfume, when you put this perfume, you will look like mom, or you smell like mom perfectly. She didn't want to put him down, but she didn't understand, and she started judging him. This is an inappropriate act of Teddy to do this. She returned back to the history of Teddy in the school. First grade teacher, Teddy is one of the smartest kids in the school. Second grade teacher, Teddy is having a lot of potential, but he's going through rough times at home. Third grade teacher, his mom is getting cancer, and Teddy is going through a very hard time. Fourth grade teacher, Teddy is not performing at all, has a major problem. His mom passed away. And he is struggling a lot. The gift that Teddy gave Miss Thompson is the most precious thing that he can think of. He gave her the perfume of his mom and the bracelet of his mom. She started crying and be in tears, And the next day, when she realized all of this, the school has gained a new Miss Thompson who has a completely different perspective. She looked to Teddy in the beginning, she looked to him in a judgmental way, and now she's showing much more compassion, much more mercy, much more forgiveness of an act, much more appreciation of what he did and what he connected, how he connected with her. She put more attention. Teddy was her classroom project. She put all the effort. She tutored him after school. She helped him out because he has the potential. He succeeded 6th grade. He was from the top students in the class. A couple of years back after this, Miss Thompson received a letter from Teddy telling her, thank you so much. I just graduated high school 4 years after. Thank you so much. I just graduated college. A few years later, he sent her a letter telling her, thank you for what you have done. I just want to let you know that I just graduated medical school, and he signed Dr. Teddy. And he told her, if you can give me the blessing to be in the day of my wedding, this is the day that he invited her, and please be in the place of my mom. You start judging people when you don't know what is really going in their life. The Lord told us today in the scripture, be merciful. Be merciful. For he is kind, for God is kind to the thankful and the evil. Therefore be merciful just as your Father is merciful. Be merciful just as your Father is merciful. And then judge not, and you shall not be judged. Condemn not, and you shall not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. They are all conditioned. The more you show mercy, God will show us mercy. The more you show forgiveness, God will show us forgiveness. And the more you show judging and condemnation, it will be the same measure. It is using the same measure. So the question is, why we don't show mercy? Why we are not showing mercy? There are many reasons for not showing mercy. Maybe we rush to make judgment very quickly. But one of the things that will help us to show mercy is to understand the people, understand where they are coming from, understand that maybe I remember a person, I know this person very well, and we were in a meeting, and in this meeting he really snapped at me, at all the people in the meeting. He acted really very weird. And some people, when he snapped at them, they started escalating, and how dare you speak to me like this, and things get really, really intense. And I didn't speak, I didn't do anything about it, but I was hurt by how he snapped at me, but I didn't say anything. I let it go. After a couple of hours, I texted the person, I told him, is everything okay? And he called me, and he had a really, really, really bad day. Really bad day. So when you understand, you put yourself in the shoes of others, you can give more grace, give them more leniency. Don't judge that quick, don't act that abruptly, because there is something behind this. There is something behind it. But when we don't understand, when we are quick to judge, quick to make decisions, quick to snap at people, quick to escalate, unfortunately, we are losing on the relationship level, and also we are losing our peace, and we are more disconnected from God, and so forth. It is the same measure. By the measure that you will show mercy, God will show you mercy. You will forgive, God will forgive us. There is a story in the history of the church where there was a monk who was not that disciplined, not that attending all the time, all the prayers. Sometimes they were not him that zealous as the other monks. And it is a custom that in the time of the departure of the monks, the rest of the monastery are gathered around his deathbed to support him, to pray for him, and also to learn from his life. And they were seeing this, if we can call it, lazy monk, very cheerful, very peaceful, and ready to go. So one of the younger monks told him, Abuna, we know, or we have seen you, or have experienced you a lot of times that you are not that zealous, not that passionate about the monastic life. So I don't know why you are that smiling. And he smiled and he told him, I promise God, since I stepped my foot in the monastery, that I will not judge. Because God said, لا تدينوا لكي لا تدانوا. Judge not, so as you will not be judged. And since I entered the monastery, I never judge anyone, and I'm only taking care of my sins and my problems, and I never judge anyone, and I know that God will fulfill His commandment and His words, judge not and you shall not be judged. If I didn't judge anyone, then in front of God will not be judged. What a blessing. You are guilty with all the things that I have done, and you stand in front of God, and God is saying, you know, because you didn't judge, because you have been merciful, because you forgive, that I will give you, I will forgive you, and I will never judge you. So mercy is very important, because this is how we show compassion and how we show kindness to the people who are around us. And it is one of those signs. Are you going to be merciful, or you are going to choose forgiveness, or you are going to choose judgment, or you are going to choose condemnation? One of the sayings, like the famous quote, it says, the one who judge will never understand, and the one who understand will never judge. The one who judge will never understand, and the one who understand will never judge. In order to fall in the category of showing mercy and showing forgiveness to the people, number one, seek how to be merciful, seek understanding. Seek to understand. You know what is the most quoted sentence for the teenagers nationwide? What is the most quoted word or sentence they say across the nation? Nobody understands me. Nobody understands me. Just put the effort. The problem is we are quick and we make the judgment without even understanding what is going on. Put the effort to ask questions. How did this happen? How do you think about this? How do you feel about this? And there is a nice saying, it says, everyone has the right to have a bad day. Everyone has the right to have a bad day. But I had a bad day, and maybe I snapped at someone. Or the more you show this, the more it is much easier for us. Seek to understand, because when you understand, you put yourself in the other's shoes, and it is a completely different setting. The second thing I want to share with you is forgive regardless. Forgive regardless. If you return back, is there any relationship between mercy and forgiveness? Big time. All the time we are asking God, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Because of what? Because we are seeking God's forgiveness during the liturgy. It is a journey of forgiveness. If you return, forgive regardless the person. Return and ask, هي عملت فيا الحاجة الفلانية. I will never forgive her for what she did. She never even said sorry. So is forgiveness related to when people return back to you and apologize, or it is not related? Related or not related? It is not related. Forgiveness is between you and God. Forgiveness is between you and God. Reconciliation is between you and the person. في فرق بين الغفران والصلح. الغفران, forgiveness. Return back to Matthew chapter 18. This is a very remarkable conversation between St. Peter and the Lord. I do not say up to St. Peter, then Peter came to him and said, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Up to 7 times? For how long I should forgive him? Up to 7 times? And the Lord told him, I do not say to you up to 7 times, but up to 70 times. Therefore the kingdom of heaven is like a certain king. I will tell you the parable very quickly. This is the parable. There is a king. And this king, there is a servant. Make him servant number 1, and there is servant number 2. The king, the servant number 1 owes the king 6,000 talents. Do you know how much is 6,000 talents? التالنت هي الوزنة. It's like a big bag شوال كده full of coins. So 6,000 talents means one talent equals 10,000 denaries. So 6,000 talents equals 60 million. The 6,000 talents is 60 million. 60, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 60 million. So the servant number 1 owes the king how many? How much? 60 million. And it says this. And he came to begin to settle accounts with the king, and one was brought to him who owed him 10,000 talents. I'm sorry, 10,000 talents. Each talent is 6,000 denaries. But he was not able to pay. His master commanded that he be sold, and with his wife and children, that he would be made the payment. That he made the payment. Then the servant therefore fell down before him, second, and he told him, Master, have patience with me, and I will pay you all. Then the master of the servant was moved with compassion, had mercy, and released him and forgave him his debt. How much is the debt? 60 million. And then the servant went out and found his fellow servant, who owed him 100 denarii. And are you there? Well, I lost you again. So the first one, the first servant owes how many? 60 million. The second servant owes whom? The first servant how many? 100 denarii. This is denaries. The servant number 2 owes the servant number 100. And look what happened. And he told him, give me what you owe me. But the servant, so his fellow servant fell down at his feet and begged him, saying, have patience with me, and I will pay you all. But he would not, and he went and threw him into prison till he should pay the debt. He said the same exact word. The servant number 2 said to number 1 the same exact word that the servant number 1 told his king. And he did not forgive him. And when his fellow servants saw what had been done, they were very grieved, and came and told the master all that had been done. And then the master, after he called him and said to him, "You wicked servant." Now the master is speaking to whom? The king is speaking to whom? Which servant? Number 1 or 2? Number 1. And he told him, "You wicked servant, I forgave you all the debt, because you begged me. Should you not have had compassion on your fellow servant, and just as I had pity on you?" In another translation, "Should you not have mercy on your fellow servant, just as I had mercy on you?" Look, you will think that God has forgive you the 60 million, which is true. God forgave you. The 60 million is no longer there in our account. But what will happen here? The king will do it. And look, I have forgiven you all of this. Now you need to pay me all what you owed me again. The 60 million are back as a debt in front of God. What does this mean? One day, I transferred money to a friend. He paid me something, so I sent a check, this automatic payment online. So I did the automatic payment and sent $100 to the person. After a couple of days, I called my friend. I told him, "Did you get the money?" He told me, "No, Abuna, I didn't get the money." So I told him, "The money is withdrawn already from my account." "Where did the money go?" I called the bank. "Where is the money? I just sent the money." The bank replied and told me, "Oh, sir, there is something you are not aware of. There is something called holding account. The holding account, we put the money, this $100 that you gave us, we put it in this holding account. So as we will have the money, once your friend is getting the check and he is encashing the check, we are securing the $100 in order not that you will maybe have paid it or used the money, or there is no funds enough to pay the check that you paid." What has this to do with what I'm telling you? God is putting our sins in a holding account. Is it forgiven? Yes, it is forgiven. 100%? Yes, it is 100%. Is it paid off? Yes. But God is putting it in the holding account, waiting for us to forgive the 100 denarii. And if you have one of the best houses on the beach here, and the house cost $60 million, and somehow you got the loan, and now you are living in the home, and someone is coming to you and telling, "You know what? I got you connected with Bill Gates, and Bill Gates just had a nice day, and he said, 'I'm paying off your debt. I'm paying off the 60 million that you owe.'" Wow, this is unbelievable. And someone is owing you 100, and you tell him, "Give me the 100, otherwise I will sue you and will go with you in the court." Look what the Lord said. This is not Abuna Bull is saying. "You wicked servant, I forgave you all that debt because you begged me. Should you not also have had compassion or mercy on your fellow servant?" And his master was angry and delivered him to the torture until he should pay all what he owed to him. Till now, this is the end of the parable. "Then so my heavenly Father will also do to you if each of you from his heart does not forgive his brother his trespasses. هكذا يفعل أبي السماوي بكم إن لم يغفر كل واحد من قلبه لأخيه زلته." So my heavenly Father will also do to you if each of you from his heart does not forgive his brother his trespasses. In order to show mercy, you need to forgive regardless. Forgive regardless. The person apologized or didn't apologize, was nice, was not nice, was kind, was not kind. We have to forgive because this is related to our own salvation. If I did not forgive, unfortunately, all my sins will be back, as it says in Matthew chapter 18. How to be merciful? Seek to understand before you make judgment. Second point, forgive regardless of the people have done to you, to whom is the glory forever and ever. Amen.